Final score of the Minnesota Wild over the Winnipeg Jets 1.
Let's just wait for it to pick up.
Afternoon, evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Zachary Nolan. Carter Nolan is behind the camera.
Yep.
The Manitoba Moose lose 4-1 to the Minnesota Wild. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you think it was a fucking Jets game? Ha! Ha! Ha ha ha! No! It wasn't! Jets faced their first 3-game losing streak of the season. And yeah, were they good enough to win tonight? Nope. They were terrible. And I was at this game, so I'm double pissed off. Oh man, and there's so much to discuss in this game. And don't worry, we'll handle all of it. We'll talk about all of it. We have 7 live reactions here. But before we do that, check out this great sponsor. It's the only real highlight of the day.
Do you hate when you can't find your preferred sports betting site?
Bet 99! Bet 99! Caramba! Caramba! Spreads? This doesn't look like cool bets. Betway! Betway! Ah, it's a spider!
Well, that is a problem no longer. With BetStamp, you have access to all your favorite betting websites all on one platform. Just pick the game and select the best money line to ensure you make the most for every bet you make. To take advantage of this extraordinary opportunity, make sure you download BetStamp from the App Store or use the link in the description below and use referral code NHP to let them know you're coming from us and you're saving money. Now, without further ado, let's get back to the video.
Yeah, so let's get into the game. Do I even need to mention the plethora of injuries? You don't want to make mistakes. Let's just make something clear. Nobody wants to make mistakes for losses. However, there's a rationale here. And when Mark Scheifele's playing on the wing, you don't have enough forwards, or you have too many forwards. It's only one of those two options, and guess what? It meant that we don't have enough forwards. Who gets the Mike Award for being the worst Jet? Fucking everyone! Everyone was the worst Jet out there. Hellebuck, ha! Hella slide with all that trickling down that happened against him. Hellebuck had 2 horrible goals against him. Goal 1 and 2 are terrible. Goal 3's fine. This could have been a 1-1 hockey game. That being said, do the Jets play with the deservedness to win? No, they do not. Let's get this started. Jets, I didn't have a problem with the officiating up until Chris Lee decided that murder by whipping somebody in the face was legal, and we will get to that point before all the Minnesota Wild fans get in the comments like, actually, it was a stick lift. His stick was lifted into Connor's face. Guess what? You have an ownership over the control of your own stick. So if you allow your stick to be raised there, you need to keep control of it. You cannot let it haphazardly swing in the way of an oncoming opponent. That is still your fucking fault. It's a bad penalty, but then again, Chris Lee is notorious for missing high-sticking penalties. He most notably did not give a shit when Corey Perry got slashed in the face by Jonathan Marchessault. It's Chris Lee. What do you expect? Why does he have a job? Let's keep it rolling, though. Let's talk about the game as a whole. Minnesota Wild get on the power play. It's fine. Adam Lowry has a beautiful chance to score, and let's just see how this turns out. Hopefully it doesn't go the other way. Now, Goaltending battle today was Philip Gustafson versus Connor Hellebuyck. I said, Philip Gustafson has a record against the Jets that is pretty good. I believe he's 3-1 against the Winnipeg Jets, including dating back to his time in Ottawa, and this is a bit of a problem. I'm keeping this hood on because I could not be fucking asked. But no, Phil Gustafson is good against the Jets, and he showed that by owning pretty much 90% of the Jets' forwards. Now, that being said, he gets beaten twice in this game. The problem is, first time he gets beat, it hits the post. Back the other way. Then, this first goal, it's on Connor Hellebuyck and Adam Lowry, and I'm going to explain why. And people are like, what the fuck you mean? He tried to score it, it didn't work out. Yes. However, then Lowry gets overly emotional and chases a hit in the corner, which allows them to have a 3-on-2 back the other way. You cannot, when you are playing on the penalty kill, you cannot let your emotions get the better of you in trying to make a big, cheering hit, and that causes the Wild to go back the other way to score. Keeping it rolling, the Wild would then score to make it 2-0 under a minute later.
That's the first. Oh, God. No, my God. What is that? Oh, come on.
This is a horrible goal. This is a horrible goal. This might be the worst goal that Connor Hellebuyck's allowed in the season. It's an awful shot. It's a shooter beating a goaltender, but it's a terrible shot that beats the goaltender. I'm not happy with this. Jets would get some momentum. They get a power play, and the Wild do a really good job of covering Josh Morrissey, however, and he only gets a secondary assist tonight, and the Jets had to load up their offense because they had dog shit lines. I cannot begin to say it, but Pierre-Luc would score to make it 2-1 reaction.
Over there.
Man, oh man, is this second period deceiving? This first period's deceiving because we have a shit start against the Minnesota Wild. Our first 10 minutes are the worst 10 minutes. Some of the worst 10 minutes I've ever seen the Winnipeg Jets play. Now, again, though, here's the thing. This Jets team needs to make a trade. Jansen Harkins, congratulations, you are on the trade block. At Mason Appleton, you're on the trade block. Kevin Stenlund, all of them, everyone in the bottom six could be on the trade block. You know why? Because the Jets need to upgrade on offense. I'm tired of waiting and accepting the fact that injuries are not coming back, and that is why we lose hockey games. Shit needs to change, and it needs to change now. The roster freeze ends tomorrow. Make a trade tomorrow night. I don't want to be going up against Vancouver even with this god-awful team. The Canucks will beat this team if they have this roster going in and they play like they did tonight. Big save by Gustafson on Kyle Connor. Reaction here.
Oh, what a save!
Yeah, Gustafson got a bit of luck, but again, it was also by creating your own luck. He was a lot more proactive of the goalies, and he was very reactive of goaltending. There was a couple chances where the Jets had great looks, and Gustafson reacted accordingly. Again, the Minnesota Wild are an enigma against the Winnipeg Jets. They have not been able to solve them over the last couple of years, especially in Minnesota, but apparently now it's bleeding over to even in Winnipeg, which is a problem. The Wild were targeting Morrissey a bit there. It's fair game, but you don't like to see it, but you understand why it is. Pionk takes an elbow to the head, which bloodies Pionk, and no call is made. Again, I didn't see the play on there, but I saw the result of it, and it's frustrating, but is what it is. We go to the second period. While they're pressing, they get a huge shot off the post. Reaction here.
Oh, my heavens. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my damn.
And Jets get a power play. But here's the thing. And this is, again, Neil Pionk Neil Pionk played some of the worst hockey of his career tonight. And I don't think that's hyperbole. We joke about chaos Pionk. Neil Pionk wanting to do too much or not knowing what to do. Being a human tornado that just spews shit every which way. Here he is not picking up his check, thinking that everything is fine when everything is not okay. And then as a result, it's a perfect 2-on-1 chance the other way, which the Minnesota Wild capitalized right after their penalty expires to make it 3-1 reaction here.
I didn't like how Pionk was really casual about that assignment. He's just kind of sitting there going, yeah, no, I got it.
Again, that goal is on Neil Pionk. And Jets don't get some momentum. The Jets led. If you told me, I was watching this, right? I'm there. I'm sitting in my seat in section 310, and I'm like, I don't believe that the Jets are leading in shots. I actually don't. But yet we are, and it's like, but are we though? Oh, right. Kevin Stenlund is shooting on net. Janssen Fjallby is shooting on net. Other people that will not score are shooting on net. And it's just garbage. It's just garbage. And this is the thing. I can't blame this team too much because what the hell were they supposed to do? Like, are they supposed to, like, how do you win this game? But again, it's just individual performances were lacking. And I'm so disappointed because I expect better from certain players. I expect better from Pionk. Like, don't get me wrong, not a lot of people had a good night, and arguably you could say no one did, but, like, at the same time, some people need to at least have adequate games to at least see some results. Like, this game needed to be close for the Jets to have a chance, and it wasn't. Jets do a lot of work in the third period, but nothing comes of it, and then Sammy Walker will score his first ever National Hockey League goal. Of course, it's a milestone. It had to be a milestone on the empty netter to make it 4-1 reaction. Yeah, this is after Chris Lee misses a high stick to the face of Kyle Connor. And Minnesota Wild fans would be like, well, why are you getting upset about this? It's player safety. It's just player safety. You wouldn't like it if your guy got hit in the face. And also, too, you have to understand, Minnesota fans, Jets are injured to shit. So the second we see a guy, one of our players, openly bleeding in the face, it's a bit of a concerning look for us, believe it or not. But yeah, it's tough. Also, yeah, I should have mentioned, I'll mention this at the end. But, like, it's frustrating. Top 3 stars tonight for the Jets. Morrissey, Dubois, Connor. In that order, from 1 to 3. Jets play against the Vancouver Canucks, and then they will play on New Year's Eve against the Edmonton Oilers. The New Year's Eve game will be recorded late, it's New Year's Eve, guys. Come on. But the Vancouver Canucks game will be recorded on time. I'm going to make a hot take here. I want David Rittich to start against Vancouver. Yeah, I do. I don't want Hellebuck in net after that. I want Hellebuck to be humbled after this game. Hellebuck didn't play good tonight, and I know what people are saying. Why the fuck would you have a short leash on Connor Hellebuck? Doesn't matter. If Connor Hellebuck isn't performing, you have problems. So how do you adjust that? You put him right down and say, okay, you know what? You didn't have a good game against Minnesota. You know you didn't have a good game against Minnesota. David Rittich has done mediocre, but you know what? He deserves to have more starts. We're going to start him against Vancouver. How does that make you feel? Good. You're mad? Good. Be better. And then hopefully he'll play better against Edmonton. We need players back. We get Perfetti back in a week. I'm hoping we get Sakumina Lehnen back right away. I'm hoping we get Schmidt back in under a month. Wheeler back in under a month. Ehlers probably back in January. This team's on life support, and the roster freeze is ending, so you need to make a trade. I would trade for Jesse Puljujarvi. Honestly, that's what I would do. I already did the 3 stars, Carter.
You did? Oh, I didn't remember.
Yeah, I know. It's because they didn't really do much. But yeah. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Just because you didn't like the game doesn't mean you don't have to like the video. If you could leave a like on the video, that would help us out. Really would appreciate it. Also, thanks to whoever ran by me as I was sitting down and was like, "Hey, No Hockey Podcast." Thank you, sir. I did not catch your name, but that was very nice, actually. It was very nice. Don't forget to subscribe. We're so close to 1.3 thousand subscribers. We really appreciate it. And comment down below your thoughts in this game. Who would you trade? Who would you trade? And who would you trade for? Something has to happen. We can't just sit here and wait for problems to solve themselves. We need to solve them ourselves. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Connor, the old Svechnikov for Connor, and score!